Good morning, students. In the previous class, we stopped in drift velocity. I already explained the part of it, but we revise that point and also the derived equations, required equations. This is very important for 3 marks question and also for the problems. Drift velocity. It is the average velocity of the electron inside the conductor carrying current. We can simply say it is the average velocity of the electron in the conductor oscillator. If you take any conductor, compulsory potential difference is required for the current to produce. Without potential difference, there is no current. If you have the two ends of the conductor, the same potential means 10 volts this side, 10 volts this side. Same potential means potential difference becomes equal to 0. Potential difference is required. So battery, if you take a battery, always provide the potential difference between the two terminals of it. When you connect the battery across any conductor ends, then potential difference is produced across the ends, and length of the conductor is L. Then electric field is produced inside the conductor. Moving electrons have a negative charge but also have the electric field, but cancelled by the electric field produced by the proton inside the nucleus. So for every atom is electrically neutral. Electron moving from one atom to the other atom do not produce electric field inside the conductor. The point is important. Okay, but will be repeatedly coming next class. But electric field is produced inside the conductor because of the battery only. The battery potential difference V provided that it produces the electric field inside the conductor E. The relation is E equal to V by L. Electric potential difference relation is E equal to V by L. Whenever the electric field is produced, then electrons experience a force on it. Electrons experience a force due to the electric field and move in a particular specific direction. What if the potential difference is not applied? Any conductor if you take electrons are loosely bound to the atom nucleus and it can move easily from one atom to the other randomly, just like air molecule in the room. If you take the air molecule in the room, it moves randomly, it won't stay in one place. So like that, and also collides with the other air molecule. Same way, the electrons are also moving randomly. If you take any conductor, this is a conductor, then electrons are moving randomly inside such that some electrons, 10 electrons going one side will be exactly equal to 10 electrons going opposite direction. Anyway, randomly they move such that the net direction of electrons is 0. Net direction means all electrons should travel only in one direction. Then only we say current is there. Air current, all air molecules should travel in one direction. But whenever there is wind is blowing, air molecules are flowing in one direction is the wind, that's called air current. But in that also air molecules collide with each other, they bounce to and fro. But if there is no wind, means what air molecules are not interested in the room, they will be moving randomly. But why they are not feeling wind means there is no resultant motion of air molecules in a specific direction. So in this case, electrons traveling not in specific direction, they are moving randomly such that any number of electrons going one side is exactly equal to number of electrons going opposite direction. So net current is 0. This side is plus E, so I if you take other side is minus I, the net current becomes equal to 0. That is the case you take is for conductor electrons can move easily from one atom to other atom. From one atom to other atom. If potential difference is not applied, there is no potential difference. Then electrons move randomly such that equal number of electrons move in opposite direction and net current is 0. So there is no net current in this case. I net equal to 0. Current is always opposed to the electron flow. We take called as a conventional current. But electrons going this way, conventional current is this direction. But some electrons going in the opposite direction is conventional current is exactly opposite direction. Equal number means total current becomes equal to 0. We call the net current is 0. Net velocity in any specific direction is for n particles if you have taken electrons if you have taken sigma I equal to 1 to n, V I equal to 0. Mention this first point is not compulsory for the derivation. But each point is required to know as a general knowledge point also, compulsory for the exam purpose also. First point mentioned is not compulsory, you can skip it, no problem. But you mention for the second point onwards is compulsory. Diagram, first diagram is also not compulsory required, you take the second diagram onwards. In second diagram can be modified. Second diagram can be modified, means it's I took only electron traveling. Say this is a conductor. Potential difference applied. Electric field produced. Conduction current in the direction of the electric field only we have to take. Electrons travel opposed to the electric field because they have the negative charge. And what is happening inside the conductor? Whenever the electron is going, it won't go smoothly, it collides with the atoms. So electron starting here. Electric field is applied this side. Initial mass of the electron is 0. So it is trying to go, for example, let us think that without electric field it is going to hit with this atom. Randomly it is trying to go and it is trying to go with this atom. But electric field applied in this direction is acceleration is in the opposite direction again. So force acting on the electron is opposite direction because of negative charge. Then electrons instead of going here, it is pushed in this direction. It means drifted, we call it drifting. Already discussed the drifting means what? It is a force acting on the particles in the different direction than its own motion. Okay, and try to push in some other directions. So when the person is trying to swim across the river flow is in this direction, but you want to swim perpendicular river flow. If you want to travel from A to B, you cannot travel from A to B. As he is swimming in this direction, he will be pushed in this direction and is drifted. We call it he drifted in the direction of river flow to the point C. That is a drifting. Same happens is electron try to go this side, but force acting in the direction, it will be drifted. Advanced path will be advanced path and hits with this atom instead of this atom, and then bouncing backwards. Previously it was going up to this, but next time it won't go to that distance because force acting towards right side in the diagram. Electric field is left side for electron. So instead of hitting this atom, it hits some advanced atom and again bounce back. So path taken in the same time interval if you have taken, then without electric field, in case if you had gone to this A, then applying electric field it go to the point B, little more distance it travels than without a electric field. So this is random, we don't know exactly what exactly happens inside the conductor, this is only our imagination, what it can happen. Okay, collision how it happens is electron collide with the atoms means around the atom we have around the nucleus we have the electrons in the outermost orbit, negative charge only, so negative charge repulsion, that is nothing but collision. So during this collision what happens, electron loses the kinetic energy converted into heat energy. Okay, and velocity, overall resultant velocity, what we are considering is called the drift velocity. But we calculate only for one collision part only, starting from u equal to 0 and colliding with this atom. Okay, this atom of course, practically after applying the electric field. Then velocity at just before hitting, we call that velocity as a drift velocity. Drift velocity, and v equal to u plus the equation you know it. The t is the time interval between the two successive collisions. Overall, we have to take average. T1, T2, T3 like that. If you have n collisions, no, n times you take them divided by number of collisions, you get the average time interval between the collisions. But average time interval between the same collisions for the given metal is same, almost remain same. Why? Because the distance between atoms is important here. For the iron, if you are taking the distance between atoms is fixed. Okay, bond length will be there. But the copper distance between atoms is fixed. That means what, the distance travel will be almost the same only. Constant relativity is applied here. So automatically you take nearly same time interval between the two successive collisions with any atoms. Okay, or every atom between the collision with the electron and atoms. So the time interval between these two successive collisions is called as a relaxation time, represented by symbol tau. And when potential difference, second case, this is without electric field applied, without potential difference applied. What happens potential difference applied and what's only important for the drift velocity. So when potential difference V is applied across the conductor of length L, then electric field E equal to V by A is produced inside the conductor. Then what happens next is electrons experience force. Electrons experience force F equal to QE. F equal to QE is the formula we have for the force acting on the charge Q placed in the electric field E. F equal to QE. But Q is what? The electron charge. Electron charge is minus E. So we take it as minus EE. F equal to ma is the Newton's second law relationship. F equal to ma, F equal to minus E is the electric field. From this we get the expression for acceleration. And move with the acceleration A. This only A equal to minus EE by m it becomes. E is the charge of the electron and m is the mass of the electron. What is negative sign indicates? Acceleration is a vector, electric field is a vector, charge and mass are scalars. So acceleration coming is a vector relation, minus coming for vector means opposite direction. So acceleration is opposite to the electric field for the negative charge of the electron. Next is that this point. This point is important for the competitive exams also. Only this point. Okay. But the equation derivation purpose, this whole thing you have to do for 3 marks. So what happens here? The electron is not traveling the smooth path. It do not have a smooth path. It has a zigzag path. Even after applying electric field also it has a zigzag path. Before applying electric field also it has a zigzag path. But the difference is previously overall electrons if you have taken, they have the resultant velocity equal to 0. Resultant direction is also 0. But here they have the resultant direction. Altogether they are traveling only in the specific direction opposed to electric field applied. Next is electron starts with initial velocity u equal to 0 and accelerate to final accelerate to the final velocity, that is called the drift velocity v. Final velocity v. Okay, we call it as a drift velocity, comma, just before the collision with atom. So electron just before the collision, what is the velocity final velocity get to know v. After collision, what happens? Velocity becomes equal to 0 and again start the fresh jump. So every collision we are taking that starting from 0 and onwards we have to count. We are taking it. So just before the collision with atom in time interval, time tau. But tau, what is the tau? I wrote it here later. Then Vd equal to V equal to U plus at equation of motion equal to V equal to U plus at U is 0 we have taken. Acceleration is minus E by M and into time. That is nothing but tau we are taking. So U is 0. So Vd becomes equal to minus E by M. This formula you need to remember and you have to remember. So here is the expression for drift velocity. This term writing is not compulsory, but for the examination purpose, we are deriving this expression only. So just derive like this, and this mention is not required in the examination. So now we have to mention. Next, we have tau. What is this tau? Tau is nothing but relaxation time. What is the definition? This is important. Definition they will ask you. It is the average time interval between the collisions of electron with the atoms. Average time interval of the electron collision with the successive collision we call the successive means between the next collisions is called the successive collisions of electron with the atoms. M is mass of the electron, E is the charge of the electron. After collision, every collision velocity becomes 0 is equal to 0 and again starts a fresh jump. What is the path the electron having is nothing but equal to zigzag path of electrons in the conductor have a zigzag with electric field of electrons. Okay, but we take this microscopic formula later inside with time interval tau you take. What we don't see is what we see outside is we don't see what is happening inside. The length of the conductor is L. Time taken to cross the conductor is length is nothing but T if you have taken. The drift velocity we take the macroscopic formula. If T equal to time taken by electrons to cross the conductor in time. Is a time taken by the electron to cross the conductor of length L. Then drift velocity Vd, velocity equal to displacement by time. So resultant displacement, they may collide and move 2.4 inches of the conductor, but finally they have the displacement equal to length of the conductor only. Then we have write this drift velocity Vd equal to L by A. This is a macroscopic formula. We can use this relation also for the numerical purposes. That derivations also we require the relationship Vd equal to L by A. This is a macroscopic. Macroscopic is tau we are using. This time total time we are taking is T for the length of the conductor. Yeah. Then drift velocity can also be done like this also. Next is electron inside the conductor has a zigzag path. This random path is also called a zigzag path. Inside conductor have zigzag. This is called a random also. Just to and fro bouncing is called the path is called as a zigzag path. And after collision, every time the initial velocity is equal to 0. What happens to the loss of energy that is converted into heat energy? In this diagram, you can take more than 2 atoms. I gave you only 2 atoms collision here, okay, but you can take more number and you can also take more zigzag path also like this. Multiple times collisions also you can take. Check out the textbook. They give you more multiple collisions, but not compulsory. You can take just a few atoms collision only better. And this solid line is without applying electric field. Dotted line is with applying electric field. It will advance the path you take. And drift velocity practically is the order, is the extra point. As you not been asked the value. Extra point not part of the derivation. Drift velocity of electron is in the order of 10 to the power of minus 4 meter per second. 10 to the power of minus 3 itself is millimeters. This is nothing but equal to 0.1 millimeters per second. That means it's very slowly it is moving. Average total velocity is nothing but equal to 0.1 millimeters in 1 second. This is approximately small variation can be found from material to material. Not necessary to remember this. Just know that it's very low velocity, very less. In 1 second it travels only less than 1 millimeter. The scale you will find that lines 1 millimeter. Less than 1 millimeter distance it travels in 1 second. That is very slow velocity. Then, but how? When you switch on the power supply, light bulb glows immediately. How it glows? The light bulb contains a filament. So connected to the battery along with the switch. Along with the switch, it is a switch. Okay, it is a battery. Plus minus voltage. When you close the switch, what happens? It won't wait for the electron to travel from battery onwards like this going, and if this much time taking, when you switch on the power supply, the electron goes to the filament and make it glow. Lot of time it takes. That means immediately you won't get it. Tubelight also takes a little better time. But this one millimeters means length of the wire is meters distance is there, means you have to wait for a few minutes. Or sometimes even hours long wire is there, means to grow the light bulb. It won't happen. Immediately light bulb glows. How? It is because electrons are everywhere inside the conductor, not just coming from the battery. Battery never supplies the electrons. It only provides the potential difference so that it makes the electrons to push. Provide potential difference is something which can produce electric field and makes the current to flow. So potential difference is not current. The potential difference is something which is pushing electrons. Everywhere, even if you apply the battery plus the plastic also, it applies the potential difference same. But current is not there. Why? Because electron cannot move. We try to push, but they are not moving. When they are not moving, potential difference is no use of it. But the electrons should move. Freely available, they can easily move. Then you will get the current moving in particular direction also. So your potential difference could be there. Then electrons are everywhere throughout the conductor. So electrons push it here. Next, after closing the switch, then electrons potential difference makes they produce the electric field across the conductor everywhere actually, everywhere throughout the conductors. Then electrons travel opposite electric field and conduction current direction will take from plus to minus. Higher potential plus means higher potential, minus means low potential. So conventional current direction, electron flow is opposite side. This is the current direction we call as. Electron flow is reverse direction. So electrons push this side actually, minus side. Minus sign also indicates more electrons. They travel towards the less electron plus side. So they are moving like this. This electron pushes next electron, that pushes next electron, that pushes next electron. Like that they move polarity, the atoms and go and flow also move. Okay, but they are not oscillating place. It's not oscillation. AC current is linked to oscillations. But a DC is a DC. DC means direct current means conduction current direction is only in one direction. So they go like vibration with the atoms is not there. Collision with the atoms is there, bouncing back and forth, and collide next. But final resultant motion is only in one direction. So they push next electron, next electron, next electron. Already filament in the filament, it has some resistance. In the filament, resistance means what? What is the difference between more resistance, less resistance? These all wires should have less resistance. Filament should have more resistance than these wires. Then what happens with more resistance means in that the collision is more. More resistance means free flow of the electrons is not there. Electrons will have more collision with the atoms. More collision with the atoms means what happens is more loss of energy. More loss of energy means what? More heat is produced. So the heat is produced inside the filament because the collision of the electrons with the atoms, loss of energy converted into heat energy. That filament will be is made of the material. Bulb filament is made of the material which has a high melting point, and it is heated up and produces light. Means the heat energy converted into light energy. So finally, electrical energy converted into heat and converted into light. We simply say electrical energy converted into light energy. Okay. So here, this is a tungsten filament we take generally of high melting point filament, but important here it is not important. That will is the tungsten. Here, when you switch on the power supply, immediately glowing with that by the heat energy produced in the filament, but electron is at that instant when the bulb glows, is not coming from the battery. The electrons complete the path like this. Complete the path, and complete path takes some hours. But immediately light glowing is because the electrons already present in the filament. They only produce. It's just like the water. Water coming from the water tank in the house. Overhead tank is there above the house. Okay. And when you take this tap connection, water is already there in the tap. When you on the tap, immediately water falls. Condition is that water is already there. Okay, but it will take some time for the water molecule here, same water molecule to come to this, it will take time. But the switch of the power, if we, on the tap, immediately water coming is not, the water coming is not coming immediately from the tank, it is already there at the tip, that is only coming first. Same thing happens for the electrons also. So already it is like a pipe, current is nothing but compared to the water flowing in the pipe also. So already like a pipe water filled with water, when you put the battery, electron already present here only produces the heat. Converted into light energy. If there is no empty, then it will take, starting from here only, that means it will take some time to build the pipe and then come. But conductor is not like that. Conductor already electrons are present everywhere. Next point is what happened to that loss of kinetic energy. Electrons lose kinetic energy after collide with the vibrating atoms. I didn't mention the term vibrating atoms, you mentioned it's always fine, but I we will discuss that the resistance temperature relationship. Vibrating atoms. The loss of kinetic energy is converted to heat energy. Loss of kinetic energy is converted to heat energy. Electron lose kinetic energy of colliding with vibrating atoms. The loss of kinetic energy converted to heat energy. Why being converted into vibrating atoms is inside this conductor at room temperature also, even if just above absolute zero also, atoms will be not at rest, they will be having some vibration kinetic energy. So electrons on the path, they collide with vibrating atoms. More temperature, more collision with the atoms possible. But important thing is light kinetic energy converted into heat energy. Heat energy can be converted into light energy if the conductor has a high melting point. Otherwise, fuse wire is there. Fuse wire, what happens? Fuse wire is giving here. It is connected to the series. About the fuse again we will discuss later also. This is fuse. It is connected in the path of this electron field. Fuse wire is made of the material of low melting points. So what happens, and it is also limited. Its thickness is important here. More thickness, more withstanding of the current. Why? Because R equal to rho into L by A. More thickness means more area of cross section has a less resistance. Okay, more resistance, more loss of heat energy and converted heat energy. So what happens is that the thickness determines how much current each fuse has to withstand. So fuse on that it will written 1 ampere, 2 ampere like that. So fixed like this there for this fuse wire, and thickness changes the resistance and also melting. Melting point is fixed for that. It is a alloy. Generally it is made of the alloy of lead and tin. So whenever the current exceeds, fuse wire is limited to for example 1 ampere, but it exceeds, it is now current in the circuit because more voltage or for any reasons or more power battery connected, more voltage battery connected, the current limited is 1 ampere, but you are sending say 10 amperes or 2 ampere. Current when exceeding 1 ampere, throughout the wire might get heated up actually. But one which has more resistance only should be heated first. So but the one low melting point melt first. So this will be melting first. So this will be heated and melts. This also getting heated up. But this has a low melting point, it melts and breaks the circuit and put it the complete circuit and everything else. Otherwise what happens, generally something houses what they do is instead of low melting point, every time it is burning, they take a very thick wire and then multiple wires they put. They should not do that. If you put multiple wires, there is no use of fuse only. You are making this as a continuous circuit. Then instead of melting this, the bulb will blow. The whole wire will be heated up. That's called a short circuit. About the short circuit we discussed. And one more thing is that after collision, every collision the velocity becomes equal to 0. Means kinetic energy completely becomes equal to 0. Collision of electron with the atom, its velocity becomes 0. And just velocity becomes 0. So what we are taking the drift velocity just before hitting one, not after hitting. After hitting, final velocity v is 0. But we are not taking that as a final velocity v. We are taking just before hitting, velocity is v. Next is relation between current, means conventional current. Please always remember, current simply mentioning means conventional current only, always opposite to electron flow. Current I and drift velocity Vd. This is important for 3 marks question, very important. Consider a conductor. Consider a conductor with current I. Already current is there. I, length L, area of cross section A. We are considering a conductor of length L, area of cross section A, okay, and we have got a potential difference V across it. V equal to potential difference across the conductor. Then what happened to the electric field? E is equals to V by M, is electric field. That produces electric field and produces the drift velocity. Therefore, Vd, we are with this capital V and this small v. Vd is drift velocity. What is the formula we have already got? Minus E by M is drift velocity. Of electrons inside the conductor. And the other part important one is volume, area into length equal to volume of the conductor. And capital M is total number of free electrons. Free electrons means electrons which are in the outermost orbit only able to move freely from one atom to another atom, not in the innermost electrons. Every atom has the electrons in the different orbits. So we consider only free electrons, the electrons which are able to move freely, producing current. Always remember, they are only the one which produces the current. And N small is equals to N by volume, number of electrons per unit volume is called as a free electron density. N is called as a free electron density. Take with the small n and capital N. Previously we used to take only one n symbol only. Now we are taking that number of electrons small, not small n, but capital N. It is nothing but equal number of free electron density is called as. It is nothing but equal to this term comes again later also. N by 8, that means number of free electrons by what? Is nothing but number of free electrons